What is going on, everybody? Watch display here. And I kind of promised everybody I would do a review after I spent some more time with the Monta Triumph. So that's actually what this review is. And I'm going to give 3 likes, 3 dislikes, and then just generally my overall impression on the watch. Quick wrist shot, we got the Explore 2. And this is a P serial, so it's got the holes case, but it has the solid end links. Awesome watch. You can see it is minty. Like, look at those chamfers. I mean, they're like, this condition is superb. Even the edging around the bezel, crystal, everything is superb. But we'll talk about that watch in another video. Okay, so let's start off with the likes. I'm going to try to keep this video pretty short. So I've had the Monta now for about a month. Actually closer to like 20 days, but I've spent some good time with it, and I think I can honestly assess the watch. And I did actually physically buy this watch. It wasn't like given to me from a buddy or anything like that. Physically, I invested my money in it. I didn't even get the pre-order price. I got the paid legit what anybody would pay on the website. So let's start off with my 3 likes. My 3 likes are, I love the finish. The finish is superb. I said it from day one when I first got this watch. The finish is phenomenal. And that includes the details, the chamfers on the lugs and the center part of the lugs, around the bezel, the finish of the bezel, the finish of generally everything. There is one finish on here that I will discuss in part of my dislikes, but we'll talk about that shortly. The next thing I love about this watch is the size. The 38.5 millimeter size is, in my opinion, perfect for this watch. The lugs are a little bit beefy. It's not a long lug to lug by any means. But what I mean is, you can see these lugs are and this is a thick case too. Like, this has barely even been polished ever. And these are thick, but you can see how the lugs kind of go out a little bit, so it does give it a little bit broader stance. So I think it wears closer to, like, say, a 39.5, maybe even a true 40. But it's an amazing watch, and that is on the bracelet, with that wearing like that, because it does have solid end links, even though that it kind of looks like they're kind of like the vintage style. Well, this one's got the solid end links, but you get my point. And so I just really love the size. I think it's great. I got a 6 3/4 inch wrist. You can see wrist shots of it on my last video of where I actually, more of, not really an unboxing, but when I literally first got it. And you can see, I mean, I've worn it, not crazy. I do wear it more around the house. Wore it to school maybe 2 or 3 times, but I mean, it's got minimal wear other than like the normal wear and tear that comes around the clasp, but like generally happens with any watch. The next thing that I love is the dial. I love the dial. I love the details in the dial. You can see the recessed, I don't really know if you'd call it a rehalt here, but you can see where the applied markers kind of go into that. Just the overall attention to detail on the dial, the applied markers, the amount that the dial actually is sunburst. Like, I mean, it's amazing, amazing dial. I love the hands. I love literally everything about this watch in terms on the dial. I love where the date is. The dial is perfect. They nailed it with this, as I mentioned even in my first video, so that didn't change. So that was my 3 likes. I love the finish, I love the size, and I love the dial. 3 dislikes. So I love the look of the clasp. It's in a phenomenal clasp, so it's hard to find dislikes with this watch. I'm going to be all the way honest with you. I like the clasp the way it looks. There's nothing wrong with the clasp, and it is well above its price point, but we have to find some dislikes. And I would say the clasp, while it is very secure once you actually secure it shut, just the standard fold over, it's a little tough to actually press that in, and that's probably a good thing. I mean, this circle right here is physically going in that hole, and I guess it's some sort of pressure. So you can see I kind of got to do a little bit of resistance. Boom. But I mean, once it's in there, your bracelet that's me pulling on it hard. If you just do a normal pull, it's pretty much shut even without this flip lock. But that's me being nitpicky now. So that was my first dislike. I wish that the way that it shut was a little bit different. Maybe, see, I really have to kind of give it a good push. And like I said, it's me being nitpicky. Next thing is I mentioned before that there was something on the finish that I didn't like, and that is this. I don't think this is a hexagon, but the edging on the case back, right there, on this edging all the way around with this kind of hexagon type shape. It's a little sharp, to be honest with you. It's still in a superb case back. There's still nothing wrong with the case back. Like I said, I am being nitpicky. And they did do an extremely good job of, you can see the contrast and the finish on that as opposed to the next part of the case back. So it's done very, very well. There was no cutting corners, I don't feel, but that edge could have maybe just been done just a little bit better so it wasn't quite so sharp on the edges. If you wear the bracelet a little bit loose, I wear my bracelets a little bit tight, but if you did wear it a little bit loose, you might feel like I can feel it right now on my skin like that. I mean, I am angling the watch, but I'm saying if you wore it loose and it was kind of flopping around a little bit, you might feel that catch. And I really struggled to find the third dislike. And as much as I like it because it makes it aesthetically more, it makes it better to go to the wrist. Kind of wish these end links came out a little bit further so they looked like an actual solid end link. And it might actually even give the watch a little bit more stance. But I do understand, like, this allows this watch to be worn by much smaller wrists because it can pull straight down like that. And it is an amazing thing because the end link, like I said, the end link is solid. You're not getting a non-solid end link. It's a solid end link. It just kind of looks like the old Rolex bracelets that weren't solid end link. And I kind of, it's not like it's bad. And I get why they did it because it appeals to many more wrist size. But I just kind of like that solid end link look. It's my natural habit to kind of go towards solid end link bracelets on all my Rolexes. So that would be my 3 dislikes. And like I said, that's me being very nitpicky. The watch is still worth well over its price point at $1,550. It is a phenomenal watch for that price. Monta hit it out of the park with this watch. I mean, it is well finished. It's very accurate. The lume lasts all night. It's got that blue lume on it. It's very bright. I'll include a video in here with it. It's an impeccable watch for the price. And I do have it for sale. And why do I have it for sale? And like I said, I think the watch is superb. If I didn't have this Explorer 2, I probably would keep this Monta because I got the Monta first. And this example, because it's been hard for me to find such a clean example of an Explorer 2. They've all been like super over polished. You can't see the chamfers like you can on this one. I couldn't find the Holes case with the solid end link because that's really what I wanted. I wanted a Holes case with solid end links. And there's only 3 serial numbers that actually, I know it's P for sure because this is P. I think K, and there's one more that does that. And one popped up. So I had to snag it. It was a good price, and it's from a reputable dealer that I've bought tons of watches from, Nashville Rolex. You can see him on Instagram. I'll add a link actually to his Instagram page and his website. But I've gotten tons. Chase is the guy's name. I bought a ton. I bought my Daytona from him. I bought my Submariner pre-ceramic from him. I bought my Datejust 41 from him. I bought this from him. I bought my Day Date from him. So I mean, stand-up guy, always a good reputable dealer, and always get exactly. He's very honest and to the point in the very beginning. He'll tell me if something has an issue, not really an issue like bad, but like say there's a small ding somewhere. He'll point that out to me. But overall, the watch is phenomenal. I do have it listed on the Watch You Seek forums right now, so if you're interested, I mean, you can see this watch is practically in almost brand new condition, other than these very small abrasions. And that's me taking links out, so you could even replace those links and put the ones that I've taken out, and it would literally look brand new again. And you can save a couple $100. My loss, your gain. But yeah, it's a phenomenal watch, and still to this day, I think if I didn't get this beauty, that I would keep the Monta. I mean, it's a phenomenal watch. Well over its price point. But yeah, that's my review. I highly recommend it for anybody that's looking for a watch in this price point. It punches up there with all the big brands in that price point, and much higher than its price point, as mentioned. I think this watch will fit all the way down to a 6-inch wrist, and probably all the way up to a 7.5-inch wrist just fine. And it would fit better on a I'm not better, but it would fit on somebody even with a larger than 7-inch wrist or 7.5-inch wrist. But I'm saying just in terms of proportion, and depends on what you like. I like smaller watches, but for me, this is like literally a perfect size. I love the chamfers also on the edges of the bracelet. And overall, the bracelet is really well. You get the screws. But yeah, so it's an awesome watch. And let me know if you're interested. Check out all the details. Even the applied Triumph on there. You can see it's almost like rounded. The writing, you see how it's elevated a little bit. Sorry, there's fingerprints on there, but just trying to get you guys to see a really good close-up of the watch. So honest review, honest opinion, spend some time with the watch, still love it. And if I don't get the price that I want for it, I'm not just going to lose tons of money. I'll just keep it. I won't have any shame to keep it. I mean, it's an awesome watch at its price point. Highly recommend it. All right, so here we go. I did charge this up literally just with the light on my phone. No super crazy bright flashlight or anything like that, but this is literally just the light on my phone, and you can see it's that nice light blue. It might look kind of green in this video because it is pitch dark in the area that I'm at. There's a little bit of light coming through, so we're not getting total darkness, but just enough where you could still see the Monta. You can see where the 9 is. You can see the date. So there we go. It's got a really nice lume. It does last through the entire night. If, say, I go to bed at, 12 p.m. or would it be 12 a.m., I will wake up at, say 6 o'clock. It'll still be dark out. And I will literally be able to glance over. And I put it usually crown down, and just so I can a glance, look over and see what time it is without actually physically using my phone. Because I try not to light up the phone, because even if you put the phone as low as you can on the brightness settings, you're still messing with the receptors in your eyes, and it can definitely cause you not to get back to sleep fast. So there is the lume. It's excellent. It's by all means, they did not slack on the lume. I mean, they really didn't slack on anything in the watch. But there we go. There's the lume. All right, now here's the lume like in just like a normal room. There are 3 windows in this room, so we do have a decent amount of light, and you can still see the lume very easily in even direct light. Even when I've got it like literally facing the window, you can still see it lit up pretty well. So it is a nice lume, and I do like how I mentioned in the first video, I do like how the second hand has that small little dot. It's kind of cool seeing it kind of go around. And sorry for the shakiness. I'm just doing this with my phone because couldn't get the tripod and everything set up in the closet. That's where the only area I could get any darkness. So